And I can't believe it's Easter already. It's crazy.
I know. Crazy indeed. Hey, we got some new faces here. This is great.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, hello.
hey everyone. How are you all
Uh,
doing? Thanks so much for jumping in. Let me do this. Oh, and let me do this. Done. Now you should have the two of us.
hey, what's up? What's
Great to
up,
see
amazing
everyone jumping in.
people? Go, Mr. Walt. You can do the intro.
No, you go, mate. Hey, I just wanted, I think we're both too excited. Hey, everyone. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for jumping in. We've got Clay and Maceo. Brennan is here in the house. Great to see you, man. Hannes is here. Of course, our head of operations, Kyle. Clay is in the house as well. Manolo, Mark, Peter, Saul. Hey, guys. Great to see you here. Thanks so much for jumping in. Today is an open Q&A. So we have a regular schedule with our White Label Suite team. And this is, we do a guest speaker on the first Thursday of the month, we do a technical training session in the second. On the third Tuesday, we do a Q&A, which is today. And on the fourth Tuesday, we do an open hot seat where you can jump on, tell us where you're up to in your business, and pass it over to the mastermind to get answers. So today is an open Q&A, which means Johan and I have turned up without PowerPoints, without presentations, literally just to hang out with you guys and answer any questions about what you've got on and process, guys. If you would like to jump on, ask us a question, you can do one of two things: drop it in the chat box, just type it out, and we will jump in and reply on that. Or if you're feeling brave, you can use the reactions bar down the bottom of the Zoom. Click on the one that says raise hand, and that will let us know that you've got a question, and we can call on you and get things done. So Johan was just saying how excited he is, dude. Share some of the excitement. Say hello.
Man, one of my friends reached out to Jay Abraham. Now, for anyone who knows me, Jay Abraham is the one that changed my life back in 2004, where I read a book about this man who charges $25,000 an hour. And I was like, and in 2004, I was doing my PhD at Melbourne University. It was on a scholarship. I was making $20,000 a year, right? $20,000 a year, and this man makes $25,000 US in an hour. And my brain just went, how is that even possible? And so in there, he explains that he can see around corners. He can see what's coming up. He could walk into any business and find levers to pull to turn that business into a profit center. So I started studying Jay Abraham. So that was 2004. The man is a mentor of mine. One of my friends reached out to him and said, hey, do you want to do a masterclass together? They've ended up doing a masterclass together. This is Simon Saravino. Well, just
Okay. Yep.
so Simon ended up, they did a class, and now they are running workshops. He's talking to him all day, every day, and I'm just so happy for my friend. The fact that he is now connected to Jay, and Jay wants to leave this amazing legacy, and yeah, that's the call
That's
I
so
just got off.
cool.
So that's why I'm excited.
So cool, man. So cool. For me, I'm excited going through Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time on twice speed with a morning walk around the block, just seeing how we can build business smarter and get out of our own way and that kind of stuff. So having a great time with that as well. Jay Abraham, yeah, that's the man. Hey, so guys, open Q&A. We would love to help you with your white label suite business. Let us know what we can help you with. I always say you can ask us anything. We do love talking marketing and strategy as well. Company business growth. We've got Kyle on the call here, as I said, who's our head of operations. So he's our man who creates systems that run without Johan and I, which is excellent. And we love you, man. Thank you so much for what you do. So guys, you can ask any of us questions, and we can fire away. If we don't have anybody volunteer, that means Johan and I are just going to be hanging out talking rubbish. So whatever you guys want to ask, feel free to do so right now. So has anybody got a question they want to go through? Mark, Clay, Brennan,
I can see
Craig. Hey,
Clay,
Craig, the bots guy, come in. This is great. Go for
and
it.
Clay has always got the best questions, and he is one of the most driven people I've ever met. So go, Mr.
Nice.
Clay.
Right. Can you hear me?
Hey, man,
We
how you
can.
doing?
How's, doing pretty good. Just plugging right along.
Nice, man. Nice, nice. What's
Hey,
the
thank
win
you
for
for
the
that.
week?
Actually, I tried to do I didn't know it was going to be a demonstration today. I thought I was just going to talk to the guy about SEO.
Okay.
And turns out they have a mobile mechanic business, and they came and fixed my car, put the thermostat in for me.
Nice.
And I talked about their local marketing, but today I talked to the CLO and showed
Okay.
him what I had, and they're looking for fleets, like
Nice.
businesses that have fleets. So he was like, "Yeah, B2B and everything." I was like, "B2B, do you say? Have I
So,
got something for
Like
you?"
candy to a child. It's like, ding. Hello.
Oh, yeah. When he said it, I totally switched directions. I was like, "Have you heard of Tia Connect?" He was like, "What's that? Let's go." So,
Nice.
so what happened was I got on the call, and I shared my screen and it didn't work.
oh,
Yeah. It didn't work at first because I think what it is, he was looking for
Okay.
plumbing business,
Mm.
and I think I went plumbing instead of plumber
Okay.
okay.
because I just did it and every plumber came up. But
Yep.
my question is, have you dealt with anyone that is there a way that I can narrow it down to businesses that may do fleets and services?
Yeah, only by keyword, Clay. Yeah. You're
Just
home.
by
So,
keyword?
yeah, man. So, dude, I had a friend reach out to me and he was looking for fleets as well. And so we went into the people search and typed in fleet manager.
Mm.
So over
Oh,
there, fleet manager is a title. So literally hundreds of fleet managers. He's like, dude, hook me up. And it was as easy as that. And over here, most of the fleet managers are all like government organizations and stuff. So there's tons of money in that. So I'd literally type in fleet, go
People and
back
show
to
them people.
just record a Loom video and
Yeah.
be like, hey man, technical glitch. These things happen. Here is a Loom video of me walking through, go through the people search, find the fleet managers. If he wants to focus on plumbers, the ones who have fleets, you're looking for the franchises, right?
correct.
Type in the names of those franchise companies. Over here, we've got a big franchise guy. His name is Jim, and he's got Jim's franchise for absolutely everything. So
Okay.
you just type in Jim's Plumbing, for example, and then this is the company search, all of those guys will come up, and you can easily reach out to all of them. Yeah.
Fleet manager.
And
Okay.
if you know the parent company, like the big company, I'm trying to
Mhm.
think. I'm sorry, my knowledge of American franchises is not that much. But you type the domain name into, I'm just going to use Walmart, it's not a franchise, I know, but
Right.
walmart.com into the domain, and all of those will come up.
Mm.
Okay. Kind of like a Rinaldi or something like that with the plumbing. Got
You
it.
got it. There it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I love the Loom video after the meeting. You can just send the Loom and just be like, "Hey, John, put my thinking cap on after we hung up, and I thought I'd try a few different ways of searching. Here's what I came up with in the fleet managers. Here's what I came up with in the plumbers. Here's what I came up with in the franchises. Hope this helps. Get back to me, and we can do what we can. And yeah, just pop it on through.
And the beautiful
Absolutely.
thing about doing a limb video like that is he can now forward it on to his upper management to go, look what this guy can do. We need this guy in.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Perfect, guys. Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
amazing,
Clay.
Clay. Keep taking action, man. Keep in touch and let us know how you go. Be awesome. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Manolo.
Hey,
How are you
Manolo.
guys doing? How
Hey,
are
man,
you?
What?
doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome.
Since you guys are in the mood of answering questions,
Sure.
I said, what the heck? I'll show it. I'll ask you. Let me show you
Good,
something
man.
that
Well
I
done.
have going on right here.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna share my screen, send you a
How do
request.
Yep,
There you go.
done. Hey, well, how do I put Manolo on Spotlight?
Just
Oh,
click on his. There you go. Just click on the little three dots and add spotlight. All right. What are we looking at
Awesome.
here, bud?
okay. You can see my screen.
Yeah, I
Yep.
All
can.
right. This is basically my white label go high level. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So my white label go high level, I decided because I speak Spanish, let me hit the Spanish market because, Go High Level is great everywhere in the United States. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of folks doing great things with the white label and also reselling high level as as an affiliate.
Yep.
And that's so great and dandy. I think high level is a great tool. So here's what happened. If it's a great tool in the United States, it's got to be a great tool where? Everywhere else. Am I right?
Got it.
Yep.
Here's the problem though. In the Latin market, the lowest cost of high level is very high for a lot of
Hmm.
the economy. Okay.
Hmm.
So I created a product for them, which is affordable. And not to mention, I included Play. You guys familiar with Play?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a white label seller for Play, and I could offer Play to all the accounts that I have.
Hmm.
So because of the high level limitation, I can only offer it to so many countries
Hmm.
because they only allow me to create 20 products. Okay, so some of these countries use the same coin, like
Sure.
Panama and El Salvador. They all use dollars.
Hmm.
So I have to create a product, and I have to create a page for each product because of what? Because they have a different currency.
Yep.
Mm.
But for me to advertise in all these countries, it's a waste of money. So let's go for the bigger one first. So I'm going for Mexico first.
Okay.
Okay. And
Hmm.
I use your software to find uh, uh, influencers in the area that are influencers
Perfect.
in marketing. And I got
Awesome.
a
Nice.
list of only 6. And I
Hmm.
created the email and I sent it to them, and no one replied because
Okay.
it's only 6.
Yep.
Plus, the product is not being used yet. It's I have done a lot of marketing, a lot of Facebook ads, a lot of Google ads, a lot of Instagram ads. I have a huge list of marketing companies in Mexico, and I send them emails, but I don't see to catch their attention, even though the product, you and I know, just like American Idol, is great in the United States, it's great in England, it's great in Australia. It has to be great everywhere else. I
Sure.
just have to make it affordable, and I have to let it know that this thing works. So, I didn't. You guys know my mentor,
Bridget,
Yep.
of
Bridget
course.
Barton. Yeah, and that's how I got in touch with you guys, and I love your product. But I need
Thank
Thank
to
you.
you.
find some kind of how am I gonna get these guys to react? Remember, these prices are all adjusted to the economy. And
Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
to do a little investigation with ChatGPT and the economy and what's the average pay and blah 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 to come up with the prices that are attractive enough for someone to jump in and take a look at it. Plus, again, I'm adding Play, and you guys know how powerful Play is when it comes to advertising.
Sure.
But I don't get him to jump in. You
Got
guys,
it.
can you bounce something? Is there anything that I could do to get it
Absolutely.
attractive, offer something? Tell me, I'm open.
Absolutely. All right. All
Yep.
right. All right. Johan, you want to go first?
Yeah, man, I'll go. So, Manolo,
Well, I'm gonna do the magician's trick. I'm gonna fold up a little piece of paper because I know what Johan's gonna say, and I put it inside my shirt, and I know what it says. I'm gonna see if I'm right. All right, go for it.
cool. Um, how did you sign up to Go High Level?
To Bridget,
So, yep.
How did
So,
you
how did
find
you?
Bridget?
I went to, you're not going to believe this. I joined a guy from San Diego that had all kind of, you probably know him, he's in the Navy. And he said, I got this great plan to get you to whatever. I went to a meeting in San Diego, and it was this reselling and nothing. But in their software, in all the software that he had, he happened to have Go High Level.
Mm.
And as I was researching high level, because I'm one of those guys that likes to research, I realized that, hey, Go High Level, they do all these things. Why am I learning some of the software? Because Go High Level, and in those days, they were not doing as much as they do now.
Yep.
So I said, why would I worry about learning on this stuff? Just concentrate on Go High Level. So I also signed up to go to Dallas. So if these guys are as good as I think they are, they will show me, and they sure did.
Mm.
So then when I was looking for someone to upgrade because I had the lowest plan, I said, who has the best training? And no doubt, Bridget is the
Yeah.
bomb. You guys have met her. She
Yeah.
goes
She's
live
amazing.
7 days a week. She's got a lot of tools. She's really good. So I
Mm.
went with her, and believe me, she has done great. But I'm in a different market. I have to think in English, translate to Spanish, and translate to the Spanish of that country I'm trying to attract.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
have to adjust the prices
So,
and looking for something to bring him in.
awesome, man. So so prices are good, but price is never actually the determining factor. It depends
Mm-hmm.
on the value you're adding to the business.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I asked you to explain how you got into Go High Level is to show you that the transition from you looking for a solution to finding a solution to then looking for the trainer on the solution to then implementing, signing up, and then discovering this whole other ecosystem. And so that's the pathway you took. The websites, we can spend as much time as we want on websites. Websites are great for near the end of the process. That's where you go to sign up. If you saw GHL at the start from an ad, you're not going to sign up. There's
Mhm.
too much stuff. And by the time it finishes talking you through everything that it does, there's just it's mind blowing, right? Walt and I, when we first started with GHL 4 years ago, we were doing exactly that. We were like, "Oh my God, this is the best tool ever! You don't have to pay for this." You don't. And we'd go into meetings, and people would be like, "Dudes, you guys need to just chill out because you're all excited. I have no idea what you're talking about. I do, like, yeah, great, but I have to move all these systems over, and it's just too much hard work. And no, thank you. You know, good luck." And we might switch later on. Right now, I've got too many things on the plate. That's what the people used to say to us. And then when we said to them, "Hey, we've got a system for you." So Manolo, you're introducing it to a new market. So back in 2014, 15, we were introducing Keep Infusionsoft into the Australian market. The way we did it was we would run seminars, and the seminar would be, "Hey, come and we're going to show you how to grow and scale your company." And so those were the seminars. And then through the seminar, when people were there and they were in that, learning phase, which is what you were in, we'd say, "Hey, this is how to grow and scale your company. Now you can do it the hard way, or you can do it with this tool," which was Infusionsoft at that point. This is automation. And this is 10 years ago, right? So automation, marketing automation was new. This is how marketing automation works. And people are like, "Oh my God." And people are literally sitting in the seminar with us, and one of my speakers was talking, and the people on my table are tapping me, going, "How are you sending me emails? You're sitting right here." I'm like, "That's the power of automation." I know it sounds silly to us now, 10 years later, but back then, people were blown away by the fact that they were getting an email while I was sitting next to them at the table, right? So my point is, run a seminar, educate the market, show them what's possible. And then if you're competing on price, Manolo, in Mexico, are there successful businesses? Are there businesses doing a million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 50, 100? The answer is yes, there are. If you focus on the ones at the bottom, the people who pay you the least amount of money, they're the ones who give you the most amount of headaches because they're like, "I'm giving you my last $100 for this month. It better make me some money." And they'll keep calling you and calling you and calling you and all those things. So, you're getting into the market. So it's a great time to have a awareness of, "Hey, I'm playing in the market, but I'm going to play at this level." So my advice, I've played at that bottom level. Like when we started 2008, we were selling websites for $500. And it was just a pain in the I can't tell you. People were calling up on a Friday night, Saturday night, saying, "Hey, I need you to help fix my website." And back then it was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll fix it for you," all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. We ended up, we started at $500 websites. By the time I think it was like 2013, 12, we were selling websites for $50,000. But it wasn't
Wow.
a website, it was a system. We were selling them the website, the funnels, the automation, the ads, the videos, everything. So that's why it was that amount of money. So I'm telling you all this because you're just breaking into that market. Where you position yourself is going to become, is going, that's where you're going to play for the next year. So you spoke a lot about price. Please don't compete on price. That's my advice to you. Other people who want to go in and go in at the low price, that's okay. But there are businesses in Mexico who are doing really well, who this automation is so valuable to them, right? They don't have these systems in place. So when you add this automation into their business, it increases their business valuation. So yeah. All right, I'll get off my
Now, I do agree with you. Uh, I'm not competing in price because really I'm not competing with anybody over there. I'm just
Nice.
adjusting the prices for the average guy like me and like you when you started. But I did one seminar which I thought it was okay, but I didn't get any success out of it. So if you have any seminar, because here's the thing, I could do seminars on what I like, but that's not what attracts the public. I need a seminar that would tell me, that would tell my customer or my attendee how I could fix their problem, and then do a second. Do you have any kind of recommendation that you can give to me, or a list, or
and
something?
the biggest problems businesses have is leads, profit, time. So when you run events on those topics, so right now, do you know who JT Fox is? He's running a lead generation seminar in Australia. His ads are all over my Facebook now. So I message Walt. I'm like, dude, we need to connect with this guy. And this guy has rooms of 2,000 people. And it is called Lead Generation Seminar. 2,000 people are going to be at that event. So when you figure out, does leads, every business needs leads. 99% of them do, unless they got government contracts and stuff like that. But how to maximize profit, right? If you run a profit maximization seminar, businesses, they will show up. And then go for it. Well,
Yeah, I think we're singing the same thing, and so Kyle's just popped something into the chat box there, which was resonating as well. If we look at the marketplace, there are business like on a scale like this, there is the majority of businesses that are here that are you would say struggling, right? So this is one man operator. This is struggling, all right? This is not what you want to work with, okay? You can find the masses, they'll answer your ads because they're desperate, but they won't be able to pay your bills and they certainly won't set you free. At the other end of the scale, you have businesses that are already, in the multinational kind of scope. These guys, you'll be competitors, right? You're up against SAP, you're up against Salesforce, you're up against HubSpot, they've got multinationals, they've probably got branches in the US, they've already got their systems running, all that kind of stuff. But this is where you can play really well, all right? So this is where this section right here is where the businesses are starting to grow. So they maybe have 4, 5, 6, 10 employees. They've got a couple of different, they just opened their second office. This is kind of the growth stage where you can tap into. And so exactly resonating what Kyle just popped into the thing. Your own journey here is exactly reflective of what's happening in this space as well. There are businesses in this space that are actively hunting for improvements, right? Their owners are getting out there, they're going to seminars, they're tapping into different things, and there's a couple of different great places that you can start to look. And this would include things like, let me type this out here. This would include things like business groups. All right. Now, this can be both online and physical, where the people who are looking to improve hang out. Yeah. They're going to seminars. They're starting to understand. If you can start to come to these groups as well and be helpful, you will start to get to know their name. Hey, I met John. He owns the mechanics business, and he has 17 different branches and 100 employees. Like, you'll start to meet the people that are in this group. Right? Now, again, from a scaling point of view, Manolo, what you're looking for, you don't want 10,000 customers, right? Who the heck could manage it, right? Honestly, you need 30. You need 50 maximum, like, or 100 if you're going to scale. Like, you need like a small number. You don't need 10,000 people. You don't need to fill a stadium. You need the right people who are going to pay you the right money to create the right lifestyle for your business to be able to grow, right? So you need, and let's put a number on that. What if the maximum amount of people that you needed to get signed up to your business was 25? All right. And you say, okay, look, I really need the 20. I just need 25. So you're not looking for hundreds, which is great. They're already self-identifying by the fact that they are chasing improvements. So you might find these people in local business groups. And for example, which city are you in, Manolo?
Los Angeles, California.
You're in Los Angeles. Okay, great. So like you're targeting businesses in Mexico. So you could do something like this. You could do business groups in Mexico City. All right. Just as a starting point. So you could do business groups in Mexico City. And now you're starting to see straight away, there's a list of companies in Mexico, Global Chamber of Commerce, Mexico City, Entrepreneurs Organization, Mexico City, business events in Mexico City. All right. So let's come over here and have a bit of a look at this. Scale product content, exclusive event for accredited investors, friends and business networking, right? All these kind of stuff. Now, something that Johan and I said yesterday to each other was there's two options here. You can either go along and attend, all right, which is a great starting point, or you can own the room. You can create the next executive roundtable Mexico City meetup, and you can invite people. And this is where I'm going to come back to where you said about the influencers. There were 6. You sent them an email and you didn't get reply. What I wrote down on my little piece of paper that I'm surprised Johan didn't go for with me was this, which says, send hard mail. All right. And on the back, what I've written is WIFM, which is what's in it for me and offer something else. Right. So there are 6 influencers in this space. What you want to be able to do is get them to feel great. Now, if you approach them with the standard introduction, which is, hey, noticed you're an influencer, love to chat. Can we jump on a Zoom call? Something like that. Do you know how many of those they get? Like they're just you're not getting any attention. You're waving a flag, but you're in amongst a sea of waving flags. Nobody can see you, right? But what if you put on an event for Mexican business owners and you got these influencers to speak? Hey, Sarah, love your channel. Your content is amazing. I'm putting on an event next month for business owners in Mexico City. Could you be a guest speaker on Zoom? Right? I would love to feature you, put your brand on the thing and get you some more people. Right. Now you can offer Sarah, the influencer, you can offer this influencer a chance to what? Increase their brand. Okay. Which is what every influencer wants to do. So now you're not trying to get them to promote you. What you're doing is you're offering to promote them. But what you're doing as a way of doing that is you're letting the business owners in that area know that you're a player, right? Because now you're inviting the business owners who are interested in growth to come to the seminar, right? Whatever you do, don't give them a free ticket because there's no value. Make the ticket $5, $10, just something, right? $10, right? It's a $97, it's a $100 ticket. Here's a 90% off coupon. I want you to come along to this seminar and find out how you can improve your business. Now you get Sarah, the influencer, talking about advertising, marketing. You get somebody else talking about YouTube. You get somebody else talking about whatever. And guess what? It's your room. So one of the sessions on improve your business in Mexico City is Manolo talking about automating your lead system and improving your CRM. You have a free speaking spot in amongst the influencers who already have the audience. Do you see where I'm coming from? So
Sure.
if you reach out to an influencer and you say, hey, love your channel, can we chat? Especially on an email, they get 10,000 of those a day, man. They've probably got an AI system that just auto deletes it, right? You got to wave the flag in a different way. Get a postcard into their hands, right? Get an invitation for them to speak at Business Owner Growth Mexico City, right? Which can be the first, event that you run.
Title.
Now you can invite the people. They will self-identify. So you can use the leads tool now to reach out to those companies in Mexico City. But you're not reaching out to them to say, "Hey, I've got something I'd love for you to check out. Can I show you my leads tool?" You're saying to them, "Hey, notice that you're in growth mode in Mexico City. We are putting on an event, and I would love for you to come." Right?
Got it.
So now what we're doing is we're taking away the pressure of a sale. Because everybody that contacts you wants to sell you something, right? You know that as well as I do.
Yeah.
So what we are going to not do that. We're going to invite people to a business growth event and we're going to position ourselves as the go-to person in that space. Right? Now, it's not as instant as do you want to buy this, yes or no, but I tell you what, you get a heck of a lot less rejection and you get the right people in the room, you get the database that you can follow up with, you get the influencers to shout out your name and you will see a spike. Yeah? So just some ideas there, man. Hopefully helpful for you.
And just
Those are great ideas. Great ideas.
just on that, so Walt, you're not just talking theory. You actually did this last week.
Yep,
Talk
absolutely.
Talk about Rachel.
Yeah, so literally, as we're expanding, we're looking for influencers as well, and we use the tool, finding the right people. And I reached out to somebody who I'd never met before, and she has organic influence of 1.8 million followers. Every time she posts, 1.8 million people see her posts. And she is genuinely a top level influencer. If I reached out to her and said, "Hey Rachel, look at me over here," I would have got crickets because so do a billion other people. what I reached out to Rachel and said was, "Hey, Rachel, love your content. Can I spotlight you in an upcoming session on our podcast? I'd love to feature you and have a conversation." Right. So I get Rachel Peterson on the call, who, as I said, pushes go on a YouTube video or an Instagram post and gets 1.8 million people to see that information. And we're talking about her business, nothing about us. All right. But guess what happens down the bottom of that episode? Just says sponsored by White Label Suite. Now, her audience are all business owners, are entrepreneurs. All right. And what happens is, here's the secret sauce for us is I make her look good. My podcast interview with her, I'll happily share the link with you guys. It goes live next week. My job is to make her love me, right? Because the only thing that I want is for Rachel to share that episode. And to do that, she's got to think I'm the greatest podcast host she's ever met in her life, which means I make her look good on the interview. I send her a beautiful gift basket after the call, right? So that she's got like a big endorphin rush from being on the podcast, me making her look good. A few days later, she gets a gift basket delivered by Amazon. She's sharing it with her family, all right? And then a few days after that, I let her know that her episode's live. And she goes, "Had such a great time with Walt on the podcast." Click. And 1.8 million of my ideal audience members sees that thing, right? So like just listen. And indeed, the reason I wrote that down was because when I met up with Johan 4 years ago, brother, can you imagine that it was it's gone so fast. When I met up with Johan and I was telling him what I was doing and getting some traction, all that kind of stuff, you know what he said to me? He said, "You know what you should do? You should send out postcards to 10 or 12 of the top businesses that you're trying to reach in the area, and you should invite them for breakfast." And I went, right. And like invite them for breakfast, So you can use companies like Mailbox Power. Mailboxpower.com integrates with GHL perfectly. We've got a training video on how to send from our system straight into Mailbox Power. They give you 50 free postcards for signing up. You could send out a postcard with a QR code on the back of it that says, "Email doesn't work, but I really wanted to catch your attention. If you'd love to find out about growing your business, please scan this QR code and join our free Mexico City workshop next month." Right? Then you own the room. You have the ability to invite the exact people you're looking for onto the call, into the room, and get their attention. Bring in some big shots so that they can share the message for you, and you just get to collect the data and the database at the back end. How does that feel, man?
That feels great. I got to work on it. I got to get all that, but I'm recording, so hopefully
Sweet.
I will get everything you're saying and put it together. And I could do it. There's no question about that. Yeah,
Dude, that's what I love
appreciate
about
it.
entrepreneurs, right? It's the guy that says, "I could do that." Dude, ain't nothing you can't do. That's
Sure can.
amazing, mate.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, my friend.
Good to see you,
Thanks,
brother.
man.
Thanks for dropping in.
Thank you. Of course.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. We've got 27 minutes. Tease us on groups. Mark says you're teasing them. Well, that's on you.
Right? Oh, yeah. Hang on a second. Wait a second. Is that on the group search? It is on the group search, coming soon feature. Yeah, great. I said this to Kyle the other day, so I'm going to say it here as well publicly. In your house somewhere, probably there's a cupboard in your kitchen or your bathroom or somewhere that the hinge is a little bit squeaky or like whatever. And you know that if you close the door, you have to like lift it up a little bit so it closes. You know that. Like it's been like that for 5 years. You're so used to it that you don't see it. When we were designing what's coming next in the program, we had group search as one of our top things. And it was just, so quick. Search Facebook, find the groups, have a join button, happy days, no problem. Do that with LinkedIn as well. And about 6-7 months ago, Johan, somewhere like that, Facebook changed its way we were doing the influencer search. We had that all done and plumbed in, and we were doing group search next. And Facebook changed the privacy laws. And the API with Facebook changed completely. And suddenly we weren't getting that information coming back through, and we don't want to get into the scraping and all that kind of stuff. So we were like, So we put it there, but it's become the hinge that you never think about closing the cupboard door. That way, like I log into the app and I don't even see that anymore. But over the last couple of weeks, multiple people have said, "Hey, so they're coming soon. When is it coming soon?" And I'm going, "Oh." So Mr. Carr, we actually have to take that off the dashboard, guys. Just to be transparent, because of the fact that the privacy laws have changed so much, we will be taking that down. Now we will be re-examining it with some AI coming in and doing exactly that search that we looked at before. Find me groups, find me organizations, that kind of stuff. But we'll take it down. What is coming though is intent data. So we're going to replace one
Hmm.
10% effective model with one 90% effective model and hopefully give you guys a bit of a bump. So, but we will take the hinge off that door and replace it with a brand new door. It's going to be pretty cool.
Do you want to give it 20 seconds on what intent data is?
Yeah. So, intent data is imagine that you sell garage doors or your business to your client is a garage door installer. How valuable would it be for them to be able to get the business contact or contact information of somebody who is searching for garage doors now, literally this minute? And you could send them an immediate ping that says, "Hey, John from XYZ just searched for garage doors and is, pretty intent on buying them," or business coaching or whatever it might be. Intent data is being able to flag when somebody's actively looking for the services you have. It's scary. It's amazingly scary, and it should be able to put
Well,
opportunities into your space at the right time.
it's only in the US, right? Not in Australia.
Only US, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Australian laws are too much, which is good. All
Yeah.
right. So, anybody else got any other questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Roy, I know you've always got questions. How's
Hey,
your week
Tyler,
been,
good to
bro?
see you, man.
You talking to me?
You're
Yeah,
the
man.
only Roy here.
Okay, sorry, I just missed when he said Rory. Yeah, week's been all right. Yeah, sort of kicking along.
All, all ready
I've
for
got
Chris? Not
sorry.
for Christmas. But I was saying, all ready for Easter?
Yeah.
Good.
I've set up the 20 leads tool, but it's just not
Excellent.
working. Can I just share my screen quickly? Because I thought I put a ticket in, but like, well, I've got you. I just want to ask a question. Here we go. So I watched your video, Walt, and
Yeah, man.
I've set up the page. For some reason, this isn't working. I've put a ticket in, so I'm sure the team might work out why your little demo video is just spinning its wheels. But I tested it yesterday.
Can I give you an immediate answer?
Yeah, sure, please.
It's just swap it out, like get the video itself, upload it to Vimeo, put it on there as a Vimeo hosted one. Don't use the GHL host. It's just it'll load faster and give you a better time. Like we put it in there so that you can get it, but hosting on YouTube even, put it on your YouTube channel and embed it there.
Okay, where will I find the raw video? Is it in the back of GHL in that
Yeah, it'll
snapshot,
be in your
or
media
you
file.
sent it?
It'll be in the
Okay,
media file,
cool.
or just ask the guys and I'll send it straight over for you. But yeah, it'll be in the media file.
Yeah, cool. So my question was, I tested it out yesterday and the booking appointment thing all worked fine. The thing was, from your video, rightly or wrongly, I was under the assumption once they sign up, it's going to use a webhooks to create a sub account for them and a package. So once they get on the call, I can log in, say, "Hey Joe Blogs, here's your ready-made thing. Here's your 20
Mhm.
credits loaded. Let's do the 20 credits right now, and then pop your credit card details and happy days." Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that is
Because
exactly
it's
right.
not, yeah, because it's not doing that for me. Like when I tested it out, like for argument's sake, I've got the packages here, the 20 leads package. I've done all the
Mhm.
webhooks. I'm sure I went through meticulously.
Mhm.
Alex sent me a little video, and
Did
I've
you
done that a few
did you
times.
yeah, did
Sorry?
you updated the custom values?
Yeah, I'm sure I've done all that.
Can
Where do
you
we
open up
go?
your automation? Yeah, so open up your go to settings down
Oh,
the bottom
sorry.
left.
Yep.
Go to
Yeah,
settings bottom
settings.
left and go to custom values.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. And let's just scroll down. You've got the yep, the token and the thing there. Okay, so that's all looking good. That looks great. Um, that looks the way it should. Cool. Can you go click on go back and click go to automation? That's it. And go to the 23 leads campaign. All right, and that one there, where your cursor is.
Yep.
Yep, and go into the set up on appointment.
Where am I
Yep,
set
that one.
up on?
Yep, exactly there, where
Yep.
you
Okay. Yep.
and let's have a quick look. All right. So from a form submitted with calendar. So just click on that trigger for me where the form is the activation. Okay, great. Click on cancel and click on the next one as well. I'm just checking everything here, mate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
cool.
thank you.
That's all. So the URL, okay, create advanced user. Okay, cool. So that's been changed from the custom value, which I'm interested in. There's no reason why that should have been changed, but it has been changed. So that's okay. Okay, cool. Click on cancel.
Okay, that might have been my fault when I was following the instructions.
That's okay. So go back, click on back to workflows for me up in the top left.
Yep.
Click on sites underneath automation on your menu bar. Click on forms over in the 2/3 of the way across. There you go
Oh,
to the
yep.
right little. Yeah, go to builder. Go to the 20 free leads account activation calendar form and just preview that for me. So we're literally going straight to the input, and we're going to just test this out. Cool. So click on preview or integrate. Actually, probably better.
Integrate, yep.
Click on integrate and click on copy form link or open form link. Sorry, click on open form link just above the done button, bottom right.
Oh, yes, here, yep.
All right, cool. Now just pop in some random stuff here. Like make sure it's not an address that you've used before. So just it can be a fake test address.
Okay, just make
Make
something
sure,
up.
yeah, make
Well, they've got
sure
to be
it's
a
a
real
test. Make sure it's a fake test email address
Okay.
that you've never used before.
Okay, but it's got to be a real email address, doesn't it?
Fake test
Or
at
could be just,
roryclub.com. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Phone number, drop it in, and make sure again, make up a number.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Okay.
Anything here is, yep, 123.com.
Uh,
Nice. Okay, cool. And just agree and click on submit, mate. I don't know
Okay,
if any of
cool.
the other fields are required. Oh, they're all required. Okay, cool. Nice.
All right. Real estate and Sydney, we'll say.
Cool. And just click, I think your URL just needs to be fixed as well.
You've got
Okay.
to come one.
There you go. Okay, cool. Click on submit. All right, cool. What I'm just want to test is with, cool. Awesome. Can you go over to your white label suite packages for me?
Yep.
Great. And just do a refresh.
And I thought, well, I had too many tabs open.
Number of subscriptions, one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So it's worked.
It's all good. It's gone through. So now you have
Okay.
that subscriber. If you open up your white label option on the left and you go to subscriptions, one down,
Yeah.
you
Should
will
be there.
see
Oh,
fake
yeah, there
test
we
at
go.
Rory,
Cool.
and now you can log in as them on the call
Okay, cool. Wonder why it wasn't working.
because you didn't have me on the call, man.
So I don't need to
All
change that
problems are
URL.
solved when you get Walt on the call. That's not an open
Yeah.
invitation. My team will handle everything for you, but that's just the
Yeah,
magic.
of course. So I don't need to change that URL. You said I'd change some
Working
URL,
perfectly.
something.
Working
Okay.
perfectly.
All right, cool. All right, well,
You're away, bro.
awesome.
So you
Happy
can
day.
get people to sign up.
That's
Get
good.
on. And when you do the demo, as you would have seen, as we talked about it last week, log in. Don't log into your white label suite dashboard. Log into your neural net leads dashboard, and then log in as that client to with their email and the password that you know you're going to create. Because you can't log in as from your dashboard. You're going to need to log out as you and log in as them. So then you're showing
Okay.
them neural net and leads. You're not showing them the white label suite piece.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I think that's cool. Yep, no worries.
Hmm.
Sounds good. Yeah, that should be a real door opener because I've had so many people sort of saying, yeah, 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 and then they kind of ghost me. And it could be like we're in a holding pattern with Easter and everything. I'm sort of being a little bit sort of philosophical, but it might also be just an endemic of people in general. So,
Sure. And like we just said to Manolo that, a few moments ago, if you're waving a flag trying to get somebody's attention and they're just not giving it to you, change flags, switch colors, make something different. come up with a
Yeah.
different offer, a different angle, a different spin.
Beautiful.
Cool, brother.
Awesome.
Well, thanks.
Awesome. No, thanks, Rory.
Thanks, Rory.
Well, I went to our YouTube channel and I clicked on the search and I clicked on Mailbox Power. I couldn't find anything.
Okay.
Do you happen to have that Mailbox Power video for Salt?
No, it's just we did it via like as a GHL automation. So we sent the leads to GHL. Once they're in an automation, so Mailbox Power has got an API, and they give you all of the connections there. And I think they've even got they might even have a GHL app these days. They've definitely got a GHL integration. So be guys, just fair warning, be careful. We had one of our guys does video production and hooked up to Mailbox Power. Be careful because the sending out of postcards, once you get past your first free ones, has a cost associated to it. It might only be 50 cents or 70 cents or something like that. But if you run 500 leads and they all get a postcard, you're going to get a bill for $250 from Mailbox Power. So what our Kenneth, something like that, the guy that was doing the video production.
Really? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No,
Wrong
yeah,
person.
the Marine vet who's doing the video production. What he did was he identified only the top tier of people got a specific tag, and those are the ones that that he sent to Mailbox Power to send out the postcard. So just be aware, automations are amazing, but when you got something at the other end that has a cash register attached to it and it dings every time somebody sends it, it doesn't care how many times you send an address to it, it'll ding. So just make sure that you're very specific about unless you made a money and you just want to send everybody a postcard, do that. But be specific about the leads you send across. So if that YouTube video is no longer there, it might have just been because GHL's updated. We'll reshoot another one. But it's literally leads into GHL, GHL over to Mailbox Power, Mailbox Power send out a postcard because you set up an automation on that end. So cool.
I love it. I love how you make things sound so simple. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks, man. All right, guys, we have 13 minutes left. Probably time for one more question. Who wants to jump in and ask a question?
Hey, I'll ask one. If you
Go
could talk to somebody who has 800 million YouTube views, what would you want to ask them? Because I'm interviewing him in an hour and 15 minutes from now. What would you want to ask somebody who has that level of reach? Austin Armstrong.
Oh, I know. It's every time I go to ask a question now, your story pops into my head. So I'll tell your story for you.
All right, go for it.
So guys, Walt was on a stage with the likes of Onyx and Gal and all these other dogs, and he's on stage, and they go, "Guys, open for questions. Ask any question." And all these people are asking questions and Walt's sitting there and he's like, "Man, I'm the littlest guy here." By the way, Walt's a giant, but he's like, "I'm the littlest guy here. I can't answer these questions. I'll let them answer the questions." He's letting them all answer the questions, and then somebody puts their hand up and asks, "What do you use?" And I can't remember. I can't remember who the biggest dog there was. But anyway, let's just say the likes of Dave and John, right? Is on there, and they go, "What do you use to manage your passwords?" And then Walt goes, "Hang on a second, I'll take this one."
I'll take that one.
He goes, "You have on stage all of these brains sitting here who've achieved XYZ, and you want to know what password manager they're using? Are you serious?" So now whenever you say, what should I ask the person who's got 800 million people on YouTube? I'm like, dude, I don't want to be the guy who's like, "What password do you use?"
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I think the go-to question for anybody who meets somebody at that level is if you had to start again, what would you do differently? Because that tells you the mindset of the person who has already hit that level, because they'll lay out the playbook. I'll do this, and you're like, sweet. I remember when we were doing the Agency Bud podcast. So we were focusing on agency owners, and I interviewed you, and we were focusing on agency owners. And the one question that I would ask would be that same thing: if I put you in a foreign city that you didn't have your Rolodex, had no contacts, and you lost everything, what would be your first three moves to get back and get clients coming through the doors? And 90% of the answers. Now, remember that every single person that I interviewed had an agency that was doing at least seven figures and above. So we did, I think, 20 something interviews, and 90% of the answers came back with this. I would find an event where business people hang out, and I would get in there and start solving problems for people. That was like the seven-figure agency owner's playbook. If you lost everything today and I dropped you in a foreign city, how would you get your first clients? I would go to a business event where people are communicating, and I would just find out what problems they had, and I would start solving those problems for people. And it's like, damn, like, follow the path that's proven. So yeah, like asking, if you get an opportunity to ask somebody who's achieved a level higher than you have, what would you do if you had to start again? What would you do as your first three moves? They'll give you the playbook. It's a good thing. But yeah, asking. Do you know what's funny about that story? So Jared said, I remember the story as well. What's funny about that story is whatever you ask the question of, you'll get the answer, right? So if you ask incredible marketing legend geniuses, what do you use to manage your password? They'll give you an answer. The problem is like, did you just ask a $10 question, or are you asking the $1 million question? Whatever answer you get is the value of the time that's been spent. So you have an opportunity to bank via your questions, ask better questions. You'll always get better answers. Thank you, man. So that's probably scared off everybody from asking questions. I also go with there are no stupid questions. If you need to know the answer, probably 20 other people on the same call will be appreciative that you asked it. So if you've got anything that you'd like to know, please ask. We have 9 minutes before I have to jump off.
Actually, I'm going to ask the guys. I'm going to ask everybody a question. So,
All
guys, Tyler's got a
Yeah,
question. Go.
Tyler's- yeah, Tyler.
You
Well, it's
go
not
in.
a question, it's just a comment about questions.
Cool.
Okay.
Seems to be on topic, brother.
And it's really twofold. One is there's an expression that I live by that goes, the quality of your questions constitutes the quality of your life experience.
Yeah, that is nice.
And the second thing is the word question is quest I on. So
Nice.
the direction of your question leads you in the direction of the quest that you're on in life. So just a little fun
That's cool.
tidbit there.
I
Just
love that.
Johan's song,
That's-
like he's putting quests together in his mind right now. That's cool.
That is really cool. I'm going to be teaching that to my
Quest
kids after this, Tyler.
That's absolutely right.
Nice.
Love
That
it.
is-
Thank you.
I'm going to write that. I'm going to write that on and stick it on the fridge and highlight,
Quest
Yep,
That's it.
I love
That's your
it.
new t-shirt, bro.
So the question I was going to ask you guys is, so we've been asked to speak at the SaaSpreneur in Sydney, and so we have a call with JHL in 8 minutes. So
We do?
we do. You don't know?
Oh, crap. No, didn't know, but okay, great.
We've got a call with JHL in 8 minutes.
All right.
So it's a speaker's call, and so guys, what would you like us to teach? Because once we teach it there, we're going to come here and teach it to you guys as well. So if there's anything that you guys would love to learn, just put it in the chat. I'd love some topic ideas. They've asked us to speak on scaling, so we'll be speaking on scaling businesses. But if there's anything specific, please let us know.
Yeah, like what would you say if you were at the GHL Summit? What would you love Johan and I to be speaking on specifically? We've got an idea, but better to ask you guys so that we can find that. So, what would be your idea of the best topic for Walt and Johan to speak on in stage in Sydney?
I'm waiting for somebody, and I'm guessing it's going to be Jared Holmes, who goes, "If you were to start again, what would you do?"
I can answer that. I actually would.
Go for it, man. Actually, yeah, there you go. Well, let's ask
I
you.
would
So,
go to where business owners are communicating, and I would find out what problems they had, and I would start solving them.
Yep, love it.
Like, that is, if I had to start again, that's exactly what I do. You need to know what problems are out there so that you can build a solution. And in today's era of AI, like, I would work out the fastest way I can do what they need to do using AI, and I would spend nights and weekends coding it on, whatever. And I would get GHL if I could afford it. If I had nothing, I would start by, getting a free account on Lovable and charging a client for the result. I mean, we've got 6 minutes, so I'll tell the story. I first came across automation using a program. I'm trying to even remember the name of it. I had a website which I called Mass Automate when I started to get some traction with it. But it was literally just a Windows-based program that was it emulated what you did on a browser. And then I went into a doctor's surgery, and this was literally one of my first ever clients when I was in my mid-20s. I went into a doctor's surgery because the day before or 2 days before I'd been there and I had to fill in the form. You know, when you go into a doctor and you fill in the form and you like whatever. And so I filled in the form and then I passed it back to the receptionist, and I saw the receptionist take my form and then start typing in the name and address and details of all of the things on the form into the computer. And I was like, man, that's just unbelievable. So I walked into a doctor's surgery and asked to speak to the office manager, and I showed her on a I think it was like on a laptop or something like that. It was before iPads, on a laptop, and I just like got the form filled out on the laptop, and I went click, and it was already over here in a spreadsheet. And I went, every time somebody fills in a form, I can like get them to fill it out on screen, and you can save yourself 10 minutes per customer. And they paid me $2,500 to set that up. It was like a free program that I downloaded. So I would find a problem to solve, and I would work out the fastest, quickest way to get AI to solve that problem, and I would charge heftily for it.
Awesome, man.
If I had to start again.
Yep, love it. So, guys, we're gonna finish up, so I can brief Walt on what we have to talk about in our next meeting.
3 minutes, that'll be fine.
We will be fine. So, guys, if there's no other questions, we're gonna close up. We're all good. You're all good.
Hey guys, thanks so much for jumping in. Don't forget, next week is hot seat, which means bring your business, bring your current situation. You're gonna tell us, I'm here, I'm doing this is working, this is not, this is my challenge. And we're going to shut up, which is a very rare thing. And we're going to turn it over to the group and say, who in the group has a solution for this problem? So we're going to use the mastermind concept. Invite anybody from your team you want to come along. Let's have some fun next week. Thanks, guys. Great to see you.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
See you. Bye.